Hey, good morning, fellow YouTubers. So, here's an example of how kind of bored I am. I'm Saturday morning, and my big plans for the morning is to drive to Harley and buy a quart of oil, just because I'm losing oil, engine oil, and primary oil. It's dripping a pretty good amount, and from what I can tell, the engine oil is at a perfect level right now. But obviously, after today's ride or tomorrow's ride, I'm riding like once a day, sometimes twice a day right now. It's great, but that all changes Monday. I go back to work, but that's neither here nor there. Just basically, I'm looking forward to getting a quart of motor oil so that I can just top it off when it gets a little bit low. And you know what it could be is I use the same piston rings that were on there from last time, and the last time it got the primary and the engine oil, got that lug nut dropped, was at the tune-up at the shop, and they may have just reused the same ones that were on there. So that's rubber, and if it's getting really compressed for a year, it's not going to be able to rebound from that. So maybe it's just the piston ring. Maybe without using a torque wrench, I've screwed it too hard to where it's created a little bit of a crack in the engine casings and the primary casing, where I don't know. Or it could just be standard. Harleys are notorious, maybe I should say infamous, for my dog has always got to get in the picture, you understand, for leaving those oil patches. Old Tramps were notorious for that. So maybe it's just par for the course and just expected as I'm approaching 30,000 miles on a Harley. Anyways, so I'm looking forward to going to Harley and buying a quart of motor oil, and I want to get a long sleeve Harley shirt. I know they're a little bit costly for what you're getting, which is basically a little bit of cotton and from Thailand, but this time of year, those long sleeve Harleys come in nice to fit underneath the jackets during this colder weather, and it could kind of be one of my little gifts to myself with my birthday. I just had my birthday on the 5th, but I wanted to kind of mention Tramp Scotty gave me a call day before yesterday, and we talked about what's going on in this country, and he made the points of something kind of that he just made now, is that on a video I just saw him post this morning, is they want us to be divided as much as possible. But mainly what he said to me in the phone call, which he hasn't really been saying in his videos very much, is that it's this group of elites, and he gave this one family name, which I'll kind of just leave out of the video just in case Big Brother's watching it all. But there's one family that's extremely wealthy and is kind of really behind a lot of this stuff. The same type of things that we might think of with Bill Gates. So anyways, it's sad that in America, patriots are trying to fight for us to maintain freedom. And the word America have been analogous ever since its induction, 200 and some odd years ago. Right, Ozzy? And now to think that really might be drastically changed within the next several months, and even worse over the next several years. We're looking at a 4-year term with Biden-Harris, and I can't see Biden making it more than 2 years. I'd be surprised if Biden's still running the ship after 12 months from now. But it's not over. No matter what, I believe everything goes according to plan. No matter what, everything that happens is the way it was supposed to happen. And whether that's a true belief or not, I know it saves me a lot of grief. So, I wanted Trump to be in there, but it's Biden-Harris, and it doesn't change anything. God's still in control. I'm the same person I always have been. I have the same values, the same morals as before, and I'm still an American. This is still America. America is still the best country in the world, best country ever, in my opinion. And let's take it from there. And each one of these policies they try to roll out, we'll just kind of have to cope with them. Like, I already heard that one of the first things that's taking place is Congress agreeing that you can't use the terms mother and father in the household. Okay, great. Has no effect on me. It's great you guys are devoting our taxpayers' dollars to making rules like you can't use mother or father in your own household. It's a waste of time, waste of money, but it has no effect on how I'm going to live my life. I don't think police will come to my front door and arrest me for they overheard that I was saying mother or father in my house. I don't know. It's really a big gray area we're heading into. But I got a phone call and it ruined my video. But it was pretty much over. Basically, we can't give up. If we have forefathers that died for our rights and for our freedom, we can't give up just because things aren't going our way. So we're all hopefully in love with this country and wanting to serve it to the very end. Good, bad, indifferent, however it goes down. We gotta have, our mother country's back. Just like with me with Catholicism, Catholicism has gone through so much with these priests acting the fool and acting so inappropriate, and then them trying to brush that under the rug. It's so embarrassing, but it's my mother. It's the church I grew up in, and the acts of these fallible human beings does not change what the church represents. Because no faction, not just religion, no faction that's run by humans is going to be perfect. And no faction run by humans is going to have only good humans acting appropriately and avoiding inappropriate action. It's just not going to happen. We're all broken, we're all sinners, and we're all going to continue to mess things up and muddle our way through. And you can't leave your mother, whether it be your country or your church, simply because of a few idiots that are making mistakes and bad decisions. I mean, my goodness, I make mistakes and bad decisions, so how can I hold that against others? It reminds me of a story from scripture about a king that had one of his citizens owe him like thousands of dollars, large sum of money, let's say $30,000. And he's brought in chains in front of this king, and the king says, I relinquish your full debt. I think you're a good man, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and let you start anew, let you start afresh with no debt. Chains are taken off. Thank you, king. Thank you, king. He just gets out the front door of the castle, and he's walking out, and he sees some guy that owes him like, $200, $500 or something. And he starts to beat this guy, demanding that he get his money. Well, this ends up getting brought to the king's attention. The guy ends up in front of him again in chains, And he says, how dare you? I just relinquished all of that debt you owed me, $30,000. And then you just barely leave here and you start beating up some guy for $200. You know, it's that same idea of like, if you're a human being and you make mistakes, you can't really come down so hard on other people that are doing that. Reminds me of another story, like the woman caught doing an adultery in the four Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And Jesus says, those of you that have not sinned, cast the first stone. And everyone just kind of slowly disappears, sneaks away, you know? So those are good examples. But anyways, Scooter Tramp Scotty is down in Mexico enjoying the heck out of himself, nice weather. And I just love him as an example of where I want to be someday, you know, that amount of freedom. Anyways, let's keep those words together. Freedom and America, they go hand in hand, and never the twain shall be pulled apart. Hopefully, let's keep that going. God bless, and let's keep God as our foundation, not Ram, not you know, this guy that was mentioned in Congress, in Indian, one of the deities from Indian religion was mentioned, Rama or something. Anyways, have a good day.